All right, I stopped the other one too soon, so this one is just going to be me showing you how to solve these two. All right, so you'll start here. The 4 stays on the outside, and then you have to factor the 54. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. It does not matter what two numbers you start with. So if I want to equal 54, I could do 27 and 2. 2's prime, so it stops there. 27, I can do 9 times 3. 3 is prime. 9 is 3 times 3. Both prime. So remember, my 4 stays on the outside. And then under my radical, I'm going to take these prime numbers. So I've got 3 times 3 times 3 times 2. I have one pair. So the 3 is going to move to the outside. So 3 times 4 would be 12 on the outside now. And then 3 times 2 is still on the inside. So 12 times the square root of 6. Now remember, that's only half of it. I still have to do the same thing on this side. So 2 is going to go on the outside, and 24 is going to be factored. 24 is 6 times 4. 6 is 2 times 3. Those are both prime. And then 4 is 2 times 2. Those are both prime. Keep the 2 on the outside of the radical, right? Because that's where it started. And then I've got 2 times 3 times 2 times 2. I've got a matching pair, so it's going to move to the outside. When the 2 moves to the outside, 2 times 2 is 4. What's left on the inside is 2 times 3, which is 6. I'm going to keep the same operation I originally had. So I've got 12 times the square root of 6 plus 4 times the square root of 6. 12 plus 4 is 16. And then your radical just stays the same. All right? This other one. 4 stays on the outside, and 12 is what's going to be factored. So 3 times 4. 3 is a prime number. 2 and 2 make 4. Those are both prime numbers. So 4 stays on the outside of the radical because it started out on the outside. And all of my factors go on the inside. 2 times 2 is a pair. I'm going to bring that out. So that becomes 8 times the square root of 3. All right, now to come back up here and do the same thing. 6 stays on the outside. 48 is what's going to be factored. 48 can be factored into 6 times 8. 6 can be factored into 3 times 2. Both of those are prime numbers. 8 can be factored into 2 times 4, 2 being a prime number, and 4 is 2 times 2. 6 stays on the outside of the radical because that's where it started, and it's actually a minus 6, so we'll go ahead and put our minus sign there. Inside the radical, I'm putting all of my factors. So I've got 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I'm going to circle my pairs. So that means this 2 is going to come on the outside, and another 2 is going to come on the outside. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. So 24 is going to become our outside number. The only thing left in is the square root of 3. So I'm just going to rewrite this so that they're on the same line. I've got x times the square root of 3 minus 24 times the square root of 3. Your radical is going to stay the same, so you know it's going to end up being the square root of 3. And then you just have to do 8 minus 24, which is negative 16 times the square root of 3. And that is it.